Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas, everybody. Hey, look, if you want to save money on my Breath is Life course and my stress management course, now is the time of the year. Click in the description box below and you will save. Hey, it's Troy Casey, Certified Health Nut here in Santa Monica, California. And today we're here to talk about Christmas presents, Christmas and materialism, overconsumption. If you haven't so far, hit the subscribe button. Also hit the notification bell so you can get updated to all my new content. And of course, if you haven't seen the Sky Life Day in the Life documentary on me, I highly recommend you watch it to really understand what I'm all about. So we're going to talk about Christmas, Christmas presents, materialism, and consumerism and overconsumption, ultimately. So the world that I see, you know, I'm in the business of getting the world healthy. And one of the big complaints that I see is people don't have enough time and money for themselves. They don't have enough time and money. They don't put themselves first, because as my mentors taught me a long time ago, if you have a flat tire and you go out into the parking lot and you have 4 flat tires, that's $1,000 minimum for most people's cars. You'll find the money to get yourself new tires so you can get to work tomorrow. So we have the resources, we have the ability to create anything that our mind, we put our minds to. And so, but we're not putting ourselves first, and we're dealing with 70% of the American people are obese right now. Obese, overweight. We're dealing with oceans that are trashed so much. There are piles of plastic out there the size of, I think, Rhode Island, or I think it's even Texas. There's huge plastic piles out in the middle of the ocean. We're cutting the rainforest down at an alarming clip for oil exploration, lumber, and then of course cash crops. And a lot of those cash crops are erroneous materials to feed animals, to bring them to market to sell junk food, mainly McDonald's and Burger King type things. So what I'm saying is that we're doing all sorts of these business operations for a lot of unconsciousness ultimately. And so so for example, feeding cows soy. Animals aren't meant to eat soy or corn. They're meant to eat grass. Feeding them these types of grains or materials creates gas in their multiple stomach animals' body. Gas in their body creates acidosis in their blood. Acidosis in their blood creates, is one of the 3 main factors of cancer inside the human body. So that's just one misuse of the material elements on this earth plane. The other thing is you know, people are buying, you know, Christmas presents, shit that people absolutely don't need. How do I know this? I live in the real world too. I'm a consumer to one degree or another. I have piles of plastic in my house, and I've called a moratorium on buying toys for my children many times over. Now, on one hand, you could look at me and be like, what an asshole father, you don't even buy toys for your own kid. And on the other hand, somebody could be, what a hypocrite, he's got piles of plastic in his own house. So what's happened is relatives will buy plastic toys for the family, for the children, and they end up, the children are very excited momentarily, and then they let it go quickly. And so piles of garbage just keep piling up. There's only 4 needs on this planet: water, food, shelter, and fire. Fire can be translated as technology, whether that's digital technology or whether that's driving in your car. So that's where we're at right now. Those are the 4 needs. Everything else is a want. So if you're going to stress yourself out this Christmas buying for other people shit that they don't need, cut that shit out. Be the first person to say, I'm going to stop it on my watch. If you'd like to spend money, the best place and the most healthiest place for you to spend money as a human being is on your own health. This is the temple of God. The tithes and offerings of the temple go into here. Invest in yourself with organic nutrition. Invest in yourself for enough peace of mind so you don't have to drive around in traffic and stress yourself out and just become another statistic on this planet, which ends up costing people more money in healthcare costs. So that comes out of my taxes, right? I don't use the doctors, the medical systems, but there's plenty of people that utilize that. And so that drags us down. It's a constant, it's a negative feedback loop that keeps dragging us down. So if you want to be part of the solution on this planet, then invest in your own health. Invest in whatever is going to raise your frequency and vibration to the next level. Don't be a wet blanket to your family members because you're fat and sick and you're a couch potato and you're complaining and blaming the world that the world needs to change because you are a victim of this or that, or victim of your own, metabolism, which is all bullshit, right? Victim of your genetics. Study the epigenetics if you really want to understand genetics at a much higher level. You can jump the shark with any kind of cancer or any kind of genetic anomaly you may have in your family. So spend the money on elevating your own consciousness. All knowledge is knowledge of self, and all the ancient sages have said, know thyself. Spend the money to invest in your own consciousness, in your own health. Go sit a Vipassana meditation course. Get the fuck away from Christmas. If you can't handle the emotional stuff that happens during Christmas and the anxiety of not buying someone the certain thing, blah, 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 or whatever, then get away from the stress and anxiety. Go sit a Vipassana meditation course for 10 days. Change your life for real. Invest, and guess what? The Vipassana meditation courses are free, or at least donation basis. If you have the cash, chuck down at least $100 a day for that. It's worth it to change your life. So invest in yourself is my message. Cut the material bullshit. You don't need half the stuff that you need. Go shopping at a thrift store, and let your kids have a heavy dose of tough shit, right? Because when they get out of school or your family life or whatever, there is tough shit everywhere. So make your kids resilient and cut the shit when it comes to consumerism. And when it comes to consumerism and overconsumptiveness, why don't you get into fasting instead of trying to shovel more shit in your face that is not making you any healthier. And so pulled out a couple of swear words in my truck driver mouth. Please forgive me. I'm very animated and passionate, and I'm trying to get this video done so that I can go to a Christmas event with my wife. So not a hypocrite over here, just living in the modern world, and let's be honest with ourselves. Stop with the overconsumptiveness. Get down with yourself and do some fasting and clean out your vessel and stop putting garbage onto the planet and in the pie hole. God bless. Woo!